Oh yeah, that looks absolutely beautiful. Let's see. I think oh, wow, we can get this in red. Oh my goodness, yeah. I have to get this. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't even see you guys there. I was just looking at what car I wanted to buy once Trey Benson won me all my underdog leagues this year, but yeah, I guess you guys want more? You haven't won your league already because I told you to pick up Trey Benson? Oh, I mean, shit. I mean, hold on, give me a second. I guess I have some notes on other guys, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, now that that cringe skit is over, let's talk about my favorite waiver wire pickups. Trey Benson, hell yeah, baby. Oh my God. Over under 60 rushing yards, 21 and a half receiving yards. He's got like a 50-50 shot of getting a touchdown according to sports books. I mean, that's projected like about 14, 15 points in PPR just from over unders. He's obviously the number one pickup. I mean, I would use all your fab on him basically. A bell cow running back is going to be so rare. And DiMaccaro just does not look good, and Benson has the talent behind it. Obviously, hopefully you listened to my video last week where I told you to pick him up, where I predicted obviously that James Conner would go down with a season-long injury. It was in the second quarter, and he did last one more quarter than I predicted. But in all seriousness, I feel really bad for James Conner, but also I now get to claim to be the Benson guy instead of the Harrison guy. So, but yeah, he's rostered in most leagues. So let's talk about the real options now. I just want to brag about Benson for a minute. My king. Hunter Henry, he's the tight end three right now. His snap rate has been going down. He still has 3 games of 80% snap rate, and he might be the number one option in New England with a good QB like Drake May, or at least he's been looking good. He's still better than half the starting tight ends right now. I'm just a little worried from the age and just lack of talent. I don't know if he can sustain this, and last year he had a couple spike weeks. But I mean, yeah, he's still an obvious pickup. And then we go down to Mr. Trey Tucker, the wide receiver four. Speaking of this, I don't know if you guys have seen this little rant, but Gilbert Arenas, have you guys seen the screenshot of him going like 0 to 150 advance rates? And like he picked TJ Hawkinson in 95% of leagues. How do you even do that? Like, is he reaching for Hawkinson 2 rounds early? I cannot wrap my head around like if you throw 150 darts, one of them has to hit the board. How has he not just picked up Trey Tucker randomly? I don't even know what round Trey Tucker went this year, but I'm sure it was very deep in drafts. But yeah, anyway, that's actually psycho to me that someone can go 0 from 150. Um, so yeah. Hey, my advance rate's about 23% right now, so I'm technically infinitely times better than Gilbert Arenas at fake football, which is pretty cool. But Trey Tucker, I'm on a zig where people are zagging. Shout out Bill Simmons. Most people, most experts do not like him. I like him a lot. I have him as the highest waiver wire priority besides Benson, who's just a freebie, Hunter Henry, and then him. Um, when people talk about him, he is kind of a deep threat target, and they talk about his spotty kind of last year, but he's still a young guy, 25 or 24, third year. Um, this Raiders offense, A, likes to throw the ball a lot. The wide receiver one spot is ready to be taken, as I've mentioned before. They obviously aren't too big a fan of Jacoby Myers. They want to keep him, but they obviously want one of their younger guys to take over the spot for him because they didn't give him a contract extension and they didn't really want to trade him. So that shows they're looking for that young guy, especially with their super young core wide receivers. He got four 8 target or more games last year out of 16 or 17. which isn't too bad. He had the spike weeks. I see that as he has the talent and he can, if he gets the wide receiver one, start putting up good numbers. He has 2 games of 8 target games now. Last week he did basically nothing with that, but still, it shows he's got the talent to get the points. I think people don't like him because he wasn't a highly recruited high school athlete. His college career is very underwhelming, but I mean, I think he's shown the talent. It's very hard just to spike with 40 week points. And again, I think he clearly has the best scenario out of any of these guys I'm gonna name. And I think that goes into factoring him. I would pick him up as my favorite guy because most likely everyone's got Trey Benson, and if you're fine with your tight end, I would be targeting Trey Tucker. Moving down, I have Woody Marks. Next, he got 48% of snaps last week. The touches and snap rate have been increasing since week one. This is kind of this is a scenario where I have to pick someone, obviously, to be like decent, but I like Nick Chubb, but I think his leg injuries are just too much for him to be good at this level anymore. I hate to say it, he seems like a great guy. Joe Mixon, not a great guy, but I don't think he's coming back this year. And then Woody Marks, I never really liked his college tape. He kind of did nothing for 4 years, and then he was pretty good on USC for his fifth year or his COVID eligibility year. And yeah, he's just not that good of a college, or he wasn't that good of a prospect. And the Texans look to be a bad offense, but especially in this fantasy football season where yards are at a minimum and touchdowns are still at a high volume, any running back who gets any kind of volume besides Chase Brown is worth a lot. So I still think he's worth picking up. I would guess he could take over for Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's been looking half decent this year, and Woody Marks's advanced stats really aren't a big fan of him. But if I had to bet, I don't think Chubb can hold up, and then Woody Marks would kind of just be the winner of the losers, to be honest. And he'll get that volume, he'll get those touchdowns, and he'll still be worth it. But overall, if someone's way higher on him, I would trade him for something. Just overall, not that good of a prospect, not that good of an online, not that good of an offense. Moving down, I got Elick Hamendor. He's kind of been stuck for 3 weeks on a snap rate and target share, which I don't think is a bad thing, but does lower my confidence a bit. My problems with him are pretty simple. The offense is still bad. He's not a crazy talent, and um, yeah, Ward, you still are hoping Ward improves. I think Ward and Amandor can improve as the years go on, but can he get better than Ridley and can he even be fantasy relevant? Because Ridley's not really fantasy relevant yet, so he's got to like one up Ridley. But I still think he's obviously worth a try. And then I got Luther Burden. Um, this is also where I'm going against experts. A lot of people like him, but they really haven't dived deep into the snap rate data. I hope to. I'm not trying to like diss on them or anything, but the Browns really love a two tight end set, which, in case you're not aware, 5-0 line, two tight ends, two wide receivers, one quarterback, one running back. That's 11. That's the maximum number of people you can have on the field. You're never gonna really do a two tight end, three wide receiver set because running backs are just so versatile at most points. So, and he's obviously behind Rome and behind Moore. So for him to get more snaps, they either need to change up their offensive play calls, which have been working pretty well. Caleb looked good with the two tight end set, and they have Clement and Loveland, who was a very highly drafted player. Or they trade, it would most likely be Moore. I highly doubt they trade Rome, which have been rumored, but like, if that's what you're hoping for, I definitely think there's a chance TJ Moore gets traded, probably like 30 or 40%, but like hoping for a guy to get traded as like your only real hope of him being relevant, I just don't think is the best because they can easily just decide to wait a year to trade more if the market's not that good, or they can just have Burn just be a deep threat kind of guy, and it's still a development year for them, so it's not too big of a deal. So anyway, he'd be one of my last available selections, and then I just did this for deeper leagues. Malik Washington, I know a lot of people do not like, but for deeper leagues, he's a dynamic player who's getting a lot of forced touches a game. And you might hear me talk about like Travis Hunter in a bad way, forced touches, but the difference is you're picking up Malik Washington basically for free, while Travis Hunter was a fifth or sixth round pick. I think he started falling near the end of it. He cemented himself as the wide receiver three, and if Hill gets upset, beats his wife again, gets traded, which are all possible things, he can easily climb to the wide receiver two. And Waddle, who is always banged up or has an injury or is on the sideline, gets hurt. He then becomes a wide receiver two, which he's got a decent amount of talent, in my opinion. He's a player that you know just the Dolphins love. Super fast guy, super agile, got super acceleration. So I think he has a good chance of getting some wide receiver two touches. And even if he doesn't, they seem to be using him almost. It's weird because A Chain's kind of their gadget guy, quote unquote, where they try to get as many touches for him as possible. But since they don't throw like any deep balls this year, they kind of have two gadget guys, and Malik Washington's kind of the second guy against the Bills. So I think he gives a solid floor and can easily become, a flex option if Hill does, one of 10 things that Hill probably will do, or if Waddle gets banged up for the billionth time. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Yeah, see you guys soon.